Tasmania is leading the way when it comes to real action in addressing Indigenous disadvantage, and it is being achieved without a divisive, Canberra-based voice to Parliament being inserted into our Constitution. Research by the Institute of Public Affairs has analysed and ranked Australia's states and territories on their overall performance against 16 key outcomes targeted in the 2020 National Agreement on Closing the Gap. Our analysis finds that Tasmania is performing better than any other state or territory off the back of strong results in Indigenous employment, economic participation, health, housing and criminal justice measures. Tasmania ranks in the top half of all states and territories in 11 of 16 Closing the Gap targets and leads the nation in respect of dealing with Indigenous children being born healthy and strong and ensuring that Indigenous Tasmanians are not overrepresented in the criminal justice system. This means that 33,000 Indigenous Australians living in Tasmania are experiencing better life outcomes compared to those in every other state and territory. Tasmania's success demonstrates that a constitutionally enshrined, Canberra-based voice is not necessary to get better results. In fact, it might actually make things worse. The proposed voice to Parliament will be based in Canberra, just like the current bureaucratic structures that are failing to deliver better outcomes for Indigenous Australians. This means there is a significant risk that it will be focused on national political issues like a treaty and destroying Australia Day, which will divert resources and attention from grassroots solutions. Despite suggestions of the implementation of local and regional voices, there are no specific details on how these may work or what they will look like. If the views of the hundreds of individual Indigenous communities throughout the nation are always funneled through a national voice, there is every likelihood they will continue to be ignored. While many Australians believe more work needs to be done to achieve better outcomes for Indigenous communities, for far too long the political class in Canberra has only focused on the concerns of inner city activists. A Canberra-based voice focused on an agenda of the political class and activists will put at risk hard-won improvements in Indigenous outcomes in places like Tasmania. For more information about the IPA's research, visit ipa.org.au.
Authorised by Scott Hardgraves, Institute of Public Affairs, Melbourne.